we're supposed to be.
I think it's working.
Are we live?
It's working. It's live.
Good evening. Good evening.
Now we're live, go on.
Now we're live. Yeah, what a great start to the show. It is
Get
Monday.
Staff.
Isn't it? Yeah, okay.
How many
It's
weeks
Monday.
have you been
Shut
doing
up. Shut
Oh,
up. Right, this is off the cuff, man. Off the cuff.
Just shut up.
You shut up as well. Right, it's Monday. It's the 25th of May. And welcome to Drips and Tips. Don't play that in again. We'll hear it not again. Only it's not Drips and Tips this week because for personal reasons Andy can't make it, so it's just Tips. Tip and Tip is doing team talk.
Hang on, I never knew who was the drip and who was the tip.
I'm the Tip.
To mute their playback.
Someone's got the short playing in the background.
Not me.
Who's the amateur in the room?
It's not me.
Oh,
Whoever it was,
not so well.
Right.
See, this is sheer
Can we
professionalism.
start again? Because now
Okay.
I'll admit that I had the cameraman on the wrong person that entire time. So can we just start again with the bug?
The news went up because the book came up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, roll waiting.
Alright.
Yeah, we're live now.
And round two.
Right. Good evening, everybody. It's Monday, the 25th of May, and it's not Drips and Tips because Drip couldn't make it for personal reasons. So it's just Tip with the team. We have the team tonight with us. So I'm going to go from left to right on screen and introduce everybody to you. First of all, we have a rare live appearance from Wolverine himself, Mr. Dave Kitson. Hello, Dave. How you doing, mate?
I'm ace.
Good. Is that it? Okay.
No. Yeah, I'm fine. Are you good?
I'm doing well, mate. Thanks.
Excellent.
Next up, we have Chief Keith. It's Keith. How you doing, son?
Oh, I'm alright, Davey. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for joining us tonight.
No problem, mate. Anytime.
Then we've got Matt Garish, the
Hello.
tool man, the guy that
I'm
does
waiting.
all the little stuff.
What little stuff? I don't do anything little.
You do all the close-up stuff, don't you? All the close-up stuff.
Yeah, okay. Hello.
Yeah, and you take the piss out of the fact that I can't grow a beard, so I'm going to move on. Next up, we have, again, a rare appearance from Tim. Tim, how you doing, mate? I haven't seen you for
good, mate.
ages.
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm sober tonight. It's the first day of not drinking for a whole week because yesterday I was a little bit unwell.
Ooh.
As I'm sure Keith would attest to. Yes, I had a bit of a headache most of the day. I was just woken up, really.
That doesn't surprise me, Tim.
Yeah, don't go there.
And then we have, as always, the lovely Sav. Hello, Sav.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How's yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. And finally, we have the leg end. The man with the biggest gob in the world. And a big middle finger, apparently. It is Dave Dawn. Hi, Dave. How you doing, mate?
Good evening, Tyrion. How are you doing this fine and wonderful night? I sincerely hope it
I am
finds you
doing
well
very well, thank you.
without the grayscale. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good
I'm
evening.
currently travelling the seas.
You are, are
to meet the true queen. The queen of dragons. Don't you know?
Well, I'll go to the foot roasters, lad. Hold on.
Yeah, that was my Game of Thrones thing, so if you didn't get that, then that's fine.
So I'm really glad you explained that.
Don't worry.
I had no idea either, Dave. Don't worry about it.
So yes, it's a completely different show tonight. It's not drips and tips. It is.
What are we going to be talking about, Davey?
We're going to be talking about a few things because
Davey's got a list. He's got a
I've got a
list.
list. Look!
He's got a list.
I've got a list.
Has he?
There's my list.
Oh, look at that. He's got a list.
And I've
What's on your list?
literally, I've had to put this together today because everything changed. So
Don't
first
you know
on the list,
your own show, mate?
I had everything prepared. Right, but first on the list
I have a question.
already.
Yes.
What's on the list?
Hey!
Hang on, just a question. Just as a follow-on question. Given that you wrote it, Davey, is it a short list?
Oh, funny. Yeah. Yeah, the funny thing about that is the fact that I'm so short is that people don't see me going.
People
Get
don't
away
see
with
it
it.
coming.
Yeah. No, I can rephrase that. I walked right into that one. Right, anyway, first.
So she said yes.
Yeah. We're going back to an old VTTV favourite, the DNA 40. And I do believe I am the only person here that doesn't have one.
Isn't allowed.
I've got a question, Davey.
Go
What's
on.
a DNA 40?
Yeah, good question.
Yes, good question.
It's the cheetah with the temperature control.
Ah, so I thought it was the magic beard.
Ah,
Right, so I'm the only one here that hasn't got one, yeah?
I haven't got one.
I haven't got one.
Okay.
I haven't got one.
I haven't got one.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, most of you have got 3 or 4, right? But
Dave,
right, shut up a sec, right? Shut up, everyone, a sec, because this is a point of topic. I'm using the Hannah mod, and it works perfectly for me. So why should I be getting a DNA 40 rather than using this?
you can't have one.
Solves that problem there.
No,
It's going back to this, the beard thing again, isn't it?
no, we had a management meeting earlier on, and we came to the conclusion that you won't have the strength to carry a full-size DNA 40 around with you. You'll stick to the hammer. You've got no need to get one,
Yeah,
son.
I've got the beard now, so surely I should be able to have one.
Well,
But you
yeah.
just said yourself you don't need one single shade.
Done.
No problem.
Not only has he got no beard, he's gone blind.
No, but seriously, guys, I mean, if
Okay.
this works for people, right?
I am.
If this works for people, if the iStick works for people, if an Ego and C4 works for people,
Okay. I'm
What
not sure
would
if
be
you
the point in getting
had a few mic problems. Can you hear me?
Go on,
Yeah,
Jeff.
I can
Right.
hear you as long as no one else is talking.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody else, shut up. Right. I've had the RDNA 40 for a couple of weeks. It's a job. Yeah. And I bought it just because there was nothing much else worth buying at the place. And I have to say that it is brilliant. Temperature control, fantastic. It is a complete revelation. So I know a lot of people are sort of, is temperature control necessary? No, it's not necessary, but I tell you what, it's a bloody nice thing to have. The whole idea of being able to make your atomizer dry and things like burning, it's good. I like it. I'm a convert. So there's one reason for you, David.
right? Okay. Next.
Well, if I can dive in, I can tell you that it can be both dangerous and not dangerous, according to Martina Pochkalanga. She of the Pochkalanga fame. And I'll tell you how I know this, because as you get it, it comes in black, right? And there it is, in black. Look, there you are, you can see it's in black. So that is absolute, according to Martina Pochkalanga, that is absolutely perfectly safe, right? Vapor Shark DNA 40 is perfectly safe. But if you want to live dangerously, you can stick the little pink jacket on it, and then that makes it hugely dangerous, according to Martina Pochkalanga, because now you can only buy that in a pharmacy, according to her. I'm not saying she's a tit, but There you are.
So
So
on
you-
the scale of colours, David, what's the most dangerous? I mean, how's blue?
Oh, that's dangerous. Well, for what? No, you lose both your legs using one of them, man.
Ah, damn it! I'll stick with the black
Oh.
one then.
Yeah,
I've got red. Is that going to make me shorter?
Sorry.
Probably.
I'm using the red one. Is that going to make me shorter?
There's nothing on the planet can make you any shorter, Davey.
Well, there is, but we won't go there. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, I'm using a sub-tank on this, right? And it's working perfectly fine. So, yes, you've got the temperature control. Now, apparently, I saw something, I think it was on Facebook, Kanga are bringing out a temperature-controlled tank.
Everybody is at the moment, I think.
He is.
Right, so what would be the difference? If I use a temperature-controlled tank, instead of getting a DNA 40, what would be the difference in that?
No, the tank is meant to be used with a temperature-controlled mod. Because of the coils that are available for it. You can't do temperature control just in the tank.
Thank you
Right,
for saying that,
that-
because that really my brain.
Yeah, it did mine nutting too. I didn't have a clue what was going on with that.
You have to think in Chinglish.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so the coils that come with that are going to be nickel based and ready for using on a DNA 40 or DNA 40.
Yes.
Right.
Sorry, Dave K. What
Well, I was just saying it's going to be a tank in the sense of the word that you used to, but with a nickel coil.
Yes. Or, titanium short to tit. You can get tit coils and nickel coils. The temperature control. And then it's just a matter of which you prefer.
Sorry, I completely missed that, Dave.
Yeah. Well, bottom line on it, Davey, as far as you're concerned, there's tits and knickers, it's which you prefer. Titanium.
Don't worry,
Titanium on nickel.
no, that's the problem. That's what
Yeah.
you've got to avoid.
Yes.
Oh God, I need a drink already.
What are you doing, you stupid boy?
What do you mean already? Some of us are heavy in it.
Cheers.
Tango.
Liver
Right.
bits. Tango my ass has vodka in it.
No, there's a vodka, yeah. But it's not being used. Anyway, it is a favourite of the VTTV team, this DNA 40. And I have actually got one on the way. So I'm going to be comparing a DNA 40 with the Hannah mod, which I like. But then you've also got your everyday device that you carry around everywhere. I'm getting neck up here. Sorry.
Go on.
Your everyday device. Now, I use the iStick, the 20 watt, which is fine. And I've also got various other bits and bobs which I can carry around. Now, what do you guys think you should be carrying around every day? Would it be a DNA 40? Would it be a Hannah mod? Or would it be just a little device you can slip in your pocket and walk away with?
I'll show you what I carry around every day. And it's these two things. One is a DNA 40, one is a DNA 30.
Yeah.
The Solara. Which is DNA.
It's quite funny, I was talking about this morning because I've got the RDNA 40 and was deciding whether to get the newer one without the sort of wireless charging to use to travel with, and I was having exactly those thoughts. You know, do I want to carry this around with me all day? In truth, what I do is probably just chuck this in my suitcase and the sub tank and just continue with the iStick in my pocket, to be honest.
Sounds pretty fair to me. I'm pretty much the same day to day. That comes around with me, and yeah, I stick with a Kanga mini tank on. Is the normal rule for me. Just those two.
Yeah, I tend to alternate.
Don't really need anything else.
I tend
Well,
to
that's
have
it, isn't it?
I stick at home, the 50 at home, and the Solara with just any tank on, normally just a Delta on when I'm out and about.
I mean, how things have changed though, where we used to chop and change. I mean, I've had a clean out because I had my daughter's 8th birthday party over the weekend, so I had to move everything out the way. And I've got all this stuff here. And I'm thinking, now I just have 2 that I use every single day. And how things have changed over it's nearly 3 years. 3 years next month that I've been vaping for. Whereas I used to consistently swap between different devices and go out and buy different things. Things have changed so much where you can just have 2 or 3 on the go at the same time and be perfectly satisfied with it. I mean, I know you, Dave Dawn, you have the one flavour you like.
Yes.
I have 3 flavours on the go at the moment because I like the flavours. But device-wise, do we need all these different things coming out? Because we are getting, between 5 and 10 different devices every single month that you can choose from, and all of them have got something different, or they're clones of devices that are already out there. I don't know, people hate the word clone, but do we need all of this stuff?
Now, by do you mean you?
No, I mean vapors in general.
Yes.
Yes, in which case.
I mean, the bottom line on all of this is, as we've proved so many times, the choice is all important. The number of times I've been at events speaking, and you've got those who would oppose us in the audience, and they all seem to think that everybody should have, and I saw this in a thing from New Zealand the other day, that it's like there has to be a daily dose decided by a doctor. All of those, it's an alliterative phrase, the daily dose decided by doctors. That's what everybody needs. And they might change it a bit if you were a 40-a-day smoker, but that would only be 1.5 times what they would prescribe for a 20-a-day smoker, and every 20-a-day smoker needs a specific daily dose of nicotine in a specific kind of device with a specific profile of delivery and a consistent dosage profile and all of that. And it's bunkum. Bottom line on it is, people like what they like. I mean, you just have a look at prams and buggies. I was out there in the park today, and I saw, I don't know how many relatively recent mothers, and I can tell you now, no 2 mothers had the same pram in the same colours with the same bits on. It's exactly the same as these. Everybody wants what suits them, so the more, the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. Let's get more on the bloody market. Confuse the hell out of those that were opposers.
Right, there's not just one brand of cigarettes, for example, is there?
No, I mean, let's face it, whether you're talking about e-cigs or anything else, and I've swapped my mic, so I have no idea whether this is better, worse, or whatever. I'm getting a thumbs up. And just things in general, choice is good. Choice is good. If you can't make your mind up.
It never has been one size fits all.
I remember being at an event with Dave Dawn, and he asked every vapor in the room to raise up the e-cigs that they were using at the time, and not one person had the same as somebody else. Not one.
Well, yeah, that's fair enough. But if you think about it, when you're looking at clones and things like that, or VVVW, that do the same thing, are you talking about how it feels in your hand, or the job it does for you?
Very real noted.
In case nobody could gather, everybody was typing in Keith, mute.
Can't hear a damn thing.
Keith, you're going to have to mute unless you're speaking because we're getting feedback.
Right, okay, that's better. But when it comes down to VVVW, if it's not new technology and it's not offering something new, is there anything different between buying, say, a Vamo or an iStick, whatever. What's the difference between that? Is it just the feel in the hand?
Well, I suppose it's the difference between a smart car and one of those nasty little Citroen things that looks like a smart car but isn't. It's all about what makes you happy. I mean,
Personal preference, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. And if it's something that you're going to stick with and enjoy, and there's an awful lot of pride of ownership in certain things. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not shy about spending money. If I've got it, I'll spend it. If I haven't, I can't. That's the way it works with me. And you know, when I saw the prices of the likes of the Vapor Flask, and there were one or two other pieces of kit came out as well. And I looked at them and thought, well, yes, it's nice and it's got all the technology I want, but I don't like the look of it. I don't like the shape of it. I've tried the feel of it, and I don't like the feel. But if something comes out that's within reason, that really takes me fancy, and there's some pride of ownership in it, then you get it. And it's down to whatever any individual wants. This is one of the things that the regulators seem not to understand, and one of the things that I hope Christopher Russell's survey is going to get through to them in the comments boxes. No, it's important.
It is important. I mean, you're absolutely right. When I went to see my MP, and I put down a cig-alike, and I said, you know, there's an e-cig. We were talking about e-cigs. That's what you think an e-cig is. She said, yeah, that's an e-cig. I said, what's that? And put down another device. I said, what's that? Put down another device. What's that? What's that? What's that? They're all e-cigs. And this is what people need to understand. That there are different things out there that people like, and it's the choice. And for me, like we've just mentioned earlier, for you have that specific flavour you like, and you like to change devices. For me, I've got specific devices I like, but I like to change flavours. So it's all about the choice.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah, the way I look at it, it's like in your life partner. There's loads of them out there, but you pick the one you like, not just the one that's handy, generally. Go with what you like.
Oh, where are we going with this?
You could, like, any man that she bumps into in the street, but she picks the one she's attracted to. Same with an e-cig. I could have any one I want, or I could have the one that I quite like the look of.
Or to put it another way, Sav always grabs what's handy and makes do with that.
So true.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will take the advert back into.
Right. So, do we have to be quiet?
No.
Yeah, shut up.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
You'll not catch me talking over the adverts.
Vapors.
No.
Dripper just got 40% bigger. So if
never
you love
shut
discovering
up,
new e-liquids, tell Dripper what flavours you like and
Did
we'll
you
send
know
you
what
70
Dripper's
ml
got
juice
40%
and
bigger?
at least 5 flavours. With
I
a
did.
money-back guarantee and free
Thanks,
delivery
Alice.
anywhere in Europe,
They're angry.
dripper.co.uk.
I love that bit. Yeah. Your favourite bit?
Shaft!
I think we're back.
That's it.
Oh, sorry.
Are we back?
Apparently,
We
yeah.
are back.
That was quick. As my wife says. Anyway, right.
What's next on your list?
Only on your birthday.
What's next on my list? Right. we're talking about different e-cigs, right? I'm trying to ignore what you guys are saying here.
That's not very nice, is it?
It's supposed to be helping.
Oh, he's ignorant.
I still want my fee.
Yeah,
Hank
show it back.
Holiday Monday. Lighten up, Davy. It's Hank Holiday Monday, that famous country singer.
Right, we're talking about different e-cigs, and you can get the clones, obviously, from certain websites. Now, what about clones of juices?
What?
Clones of juices?
Isn't
Yeah.
that how Molly the sheep came about? I just thought I'd throw that in since really.
Yeah, just going off on a tangent there. Yeah. But no, I mean, what do you guys think of this? Because, I mean, I've got this juice from Siggy Juice, which is called Clear Astaire, which is obviously Red Astaire from Tea Juice, which they've made themselves. Now, you can obviously do banana juice and apple juice and everything like that, but when you start blending flavours to make it seem like another company's, say, speciality juice, what do you guys think about that?
Okay, I've got one here. This is actually called Mother's Milk.
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah,
whole
and it's got a white
Does
teeth and
not
everything.
sound good.
I liked that when I was very young.
For me, it's the same with whether it's juice, whether it's devices. Don't call it the same thing. And it's got the same flavours, I don't really mind, but if you're calling it the same thing, that I don't like, call it something else.
It would be. I mean, that's akin to us bringing in another effervescent loveliness and bountiful beautyliciousness, of which it's impossible because there's only one. But bringing in another young lady and calling her Sav with an asterisk, and it's like there is only one Sav. There's only one.
Sav.
It's true. There's only one Red Astaire. Sav. Just don't. I mean, do the bloody flavour, and in the description, you might market it by saying, "So you like Red Astaire? You're gonna love Clear Backstairs," and I'll call it what you like. There's just no point in. They do this. People do this because they think it's going to help them, and it's not, because it's only going to set people's backs up. Mostly mine.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Completely agree with you on that. I don't understand why they've called it that.
I do.
It is a marketing thing, obviously,
course
but
it is.
there's no need for it. There is
Yeah,
no
but-
need for it.
You know, I have to say that this ginger grease tastes fine.
I mean, to be honest, Davey, they do it with perfumes. You can go in any bloody market, and you'll see
That's
a
good.
stand selling perfume. They're called Aramos rather than Aramis, and you'll get Chanel number 5 or Chanel number 8 or whatever it happens to be, and all of this kind of. I mean, why? You just don't do it.
Oh. But I'm changing the subject. Well, I'm not, because I forgot what I was going to say.
That's
Yeah.
handy. Thanks for that, sir.
No, I remember now. Logic was, well, I'll forget that bit.
Logic,
You know what
right,
bugs
nice.
me with
Go on.
juice?
Go on.
Go on.
Obscure names, then they don't give you a bloody clue what it tastes like.
Right, okay, yeah, I've
Yeah,
got some
yeah,
examples.
with you on that.
I came back
You mean
from
like Beards number 64?
Yes, but at
Yeah.
least in the
Trixie.
description,
I give you
Trixie! Oh, you just mentioned that. I've just pulled that out.
Trixie.
I tried Trixie the other day.
What else we got?
I'm going
Pinky.
back.
Dragon's Breath.
I
that's
mean,
really
I
nice,
don't
that
mind. I don't
Nerds.
mind much if they at least put a description on the website when you look
I
at
do.
and you go blah de blah
I
taste
mind.
of.
I mind, because then you have to bloody look it up to know whether you're going to, like, poison yourself.
Yeah, if you're gonna do weird names and only put a description on the website, the main thing is your website has to not involve me having to click 25 times to get to that description, because I'm bored by that point. And I'll just go and buy something else.
Apparently, Sean O'Toole, apparently there's one called Yoda Snot.
Yes, I've got some of that.
That sounds advertising.
I mean,
It's-
yeah, you
it's-
really want
it's
that.
Not nice, to be honest, in my
Well,
opinion.
why would it be?
Yeah,
You know,
and I don't understand the naming behind it, but
I
it's,
would never be
it's
tempted
there.
to buy a juice called that.
Snot of Yoda it is. In your atomizer you put it. Button you press. Inhale you do. Vomit you shall.
Very much juice you will.
That's better. That was a better impression. Thank you, Matt.
who was
No,
that?
it sounded Chinese. Thank you, Matt. Much better.
I've only ever seen Star Wars once. That was the one where Han Solo, was it? No, the other fella.
Yeah.
What do you call him? Kissed his sister. I've watched Game of Thrones. That's cute.
So you've seen me on there then? Anyway, Tim,
Yes.
you've been
I'm
quiet.
just
What's your
wondering-
opinion?
I know, I'm in awe of everything.
Just a minute, Darian. Just before we go any further, are you the product of connubial bliss between brother and sister? That's what I want to know.
I hope not.
Do your parents look alike?
No.
Do you have webbed toes? No.
I'll let you know next time I meet you. Right.
I think no. I mean, no, look. Let's. We've got to stop taking the piss out of Davey like this, because I think it's really dedicated on stand up all the way through every show he does.
Yeah, that's true. You can never round applause for that.
Oh dear God.
Yes.
See, this is why I love this BTTV team, because they're so friendly and kind.
Like I
And
said
this is
before,
why you want to join us.
yes, we only ever take the piss out of people we like, but in your case, we make it.
And on that note, Matt, you're taking over.
Am I?
Go
Okay.
on. You've got a list.
I wonder which
Nice
one's these would
gig.
be.
What's next on the
That's my
that?
bit. Well, no, you weren't paying attention, were you?
No, wait for adverts now. I'm getting excited.
Yes. Waiting for good music.
Good
Someone
music.
else could do this. Right, okay. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I've got a question.
Oh, okay.
question?
Davey,
Yes.
what's next on the list?
Oh, you sods. Right, next on the list is glass bottles with those little dropper thingies on that you tend to get from the US, or
Yeah.
plastic bottles with the nice little things that you can just pour into your tank. Go.
So the
Oh.
question is, do you want your pip to drip, or do you want to squeeze your bulb?
But there is science behind this. There is science behind this.
There is?
Yeah,
There is.
Go on then.
Go on then.
Enlightened,
tell.
so wise one.
This came from a show that I did on Friday night, which I'm sure you've all listened to. Where
Absolutely,
glass
but we need a
bottles-
recap.
where glass bottles were brought up
I actually did.
over plastic bottles, and it was about the best thing to keep your juice in. We all vape our juice in glass because we know that that's better than polycarbonate. And we should then think about perhaps the bottles being made of glass to store our juice in for the same reason. There could be interaction between flavours and the bottles as it sits on the shelf.
Leachables and extractable.
Those are the ones. Yeah.
That is the reason why mineral water that's been filtered for thousands of years through a volcano has a shelf life, because it's in a plastic bottle.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You see, this brings about a problem for me because I hate those dripper things. So
Same here.
I now need someone to invent squeezable glass.
Squeezable glass.
So I can squeeze the glass bottle.
There's a secret to this. And this is about the only place where what will maybe survive under the TPD might come in useful. I would imagine that the majority of people wandering about on the planet will get through 10 mils or less per day of juice. So, you keep your stash in a glass bottle, kiln jar or something like that, and you decant 10 mils a day into your squeezy bottle. That's what I got told. Because I hate those little dropper things. It's bloody murder. You squirt juice everywhere when you don't want them to.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm thinking of those.
And the little rubber squeezy bits perish after a while.
Yes. Well, the more you squeeze your bulb.
But why is it that it tends to be the US juice that have the glass bottles with those glass dropper thingies, but the EU juices have the squeezy bottles with the good stuff in it? You know, the good.
When I started out, and I'm sure Tim and Dave will say the same, virtually everything was in glass bottles with mirrors, and then it went to plastic.
It goes round in circles. I mean, I suppose I should proudly announce that I am now 6 years and 1 week converted. No need for a round of applause because it wasn't bloody difficult. Not that much of an achievement, is it?
What are you now then, a Muslim?
Pardon?
What are you now then, Muslim?
Let's not go there, Dave.
What are you talking about, isn't it? No,
next on the list, please.
Stop. Back to what we're talking about.
I'm a vapor, apparently. Who knew? Actually, I was a vapor in 1974.
Yeah, we'll not go there either.
Oh, God. Yeah.
We're not going back to 1974.
Why?
See, for me, it wouldn't be going back.
Why not? Your shirt would be back in fashion then.
Whose shirt?
Yours.
Hey, look. There's no wrong with pink and grey and cream.
Let's be honest, you got good value for money out of it, didn't you?
You're right. I only bought this bloody thing last week in the lakes, and that was because my darling wife said she liked the look of it. I think she was looking at the shirt. Yeah. Yes, Maximum's not quite right. It wasn't called a bong, it was called a vaporizer even then. 1974. Yeah.
I was 7.
I wasn't.
Oh, shut you lot don't make me feel old, you really do.
It's just a thought. I was doing that.
Well, on the subject of glass bottles with tips on the top.
Yes.
I've got all of these. If I'm on screen, I'm not sure if I am or not.
Yeah.
But I got loads of them, and they're a pain in the ass. Because I've got this dripper, this Mutant X version 4, and you have to be quite precise about where you put the juice, and you can't do that. Because if you put it on the coil, it just all pisses out the bottom. So you have to put
I've got the same problem. I mean, I've got this stuff from Mad Alchemist, and it's in the glass bottle with that dropper thingy.
Has that got, just out of interest, has that got nicotine in it?
No.
Right.
So I haven't tried it yet. This particular one I haven't tried, but I've tried some others, and the flavour's delicious. But
I've got all them as well, but I've just put them in a bag in the corner because they're all zero nick.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
There is no point, is there? Unless you're just doing it for the hell of it.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of, I suppose, accentuating the ants who are saying that people are doing it to be cool.
Well,
I suppose you've got the ones that have weaned themselves down, haven't you?
But why would you use no nicotine if you are a nicotine user?
If the objective is to wean yourself down or off, you should have stopped by then, shouldn't you?
I would say so, but I suppose some people find they wean themselves down, they may not be at the point where they're ready to disassociate the habit yet. But
yeah, I said earlier on that I support choice. So people should do whatever they want, and if they like zero nick, that's great for them. But in this house, it has no purpose.
Yeah, man. Same here. I mean, I kind of, to be honest, if I was down on zero nick, I would chuck it. And I know there's a lot of people actually do use e-cigs as a form of NRT, and I know they're being encouraged by certain factions of public health, and that's well and good for them. That's great. They're probably the ones that would appreciate a medicinal type e-cig, but it's not for me. I want the ability to go back up to 60 milligram if I need to, you know.
Well, that's it. I mean, I've got in the morning, I've got an e-cig where it's got either 18 or 24 milligrams.
That's what
And
you call them, is it?
Yeah. And then during the day, I'll drop it down because I'm carrying it around with me constantly, and I will constantly be puffing on it. And then in an evening, I'll put my feet up and I'll be watching a film or playing a game or something, and I'll have another 18 or 24 milligram juice going on. And then I've got the choice there. But 0 milligram, I do not see the point. But the choice is there, so I can choose. If I want to have a puff on an e-cig with 0 milligram, I should have the choice to have that.
All I'm saying is I wish they'd let me choose for those 3 samples.
You only got 3.
Now I've got like 10 or 11.
There are some people in chat that are saying that a lot of companies are doing it for just sample bottles for flavour, but I find that a zero nic flavour and the same flavour with nicotine tastes slightly different.
Oh,
It's not
yes.
necessarily the same, is it, sir? I agree.
No.
I agree.
So I'd
Because
rather sample
nicotine
it with
has a-
nicotine than what you use.
Yeah, nicotine has a slight bitterness to it, doesn't it? So
Well,
it does change the flavour.
If it's the case that they're just doing it for 3 samples, that strikes me as a little bit cheap. Because you wouldn't have thought that 6 milligram, which seems to be quite a popular strength for all this sub-homing sort of culture, the vape jam, you wouldn't have thought that 6 milligram would break the bank, would you?
No. Graham Gord's Entwistle, who has shortened his handle more than somewhat, thank you for that, says, I now refuse to drop my nick. I won't be told what I should do. Get in, son.
Yes,
Well
absolutely
done.
right.
Yes. Round of applause to GG.
Solidarity.
Yes.
But we've also got Sean in chat who said, I'm on 0%. It's a sensation that I need, but being able to have the choice to go back up is a must.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
well said, Sean. Well said,
Yeah.
mate.
We'll make libertarians out of everybody yet. Not before bloody time either.
Absolutely. It is all about choice. I mean, it's our choice. We've all chosen to come off using lit tobacco and use a far safer alternative, which has been proven time and time again to be safer. And yet, lit tobacco is still freely available, and the plain packaging and all that crap is coming out. But we're being told that what we're using is not good, and they're going to limit our choice. I don't want to get political here, so I'm going to stop there and hand over.
Davey, just call them wankers.
You said it. Yeah, on the advert. Oh, and don't speak over them.
No, don't.
Sorry, what
Promise.
UK are proud sponsors of VapeTrails.tv.
Joytech.co.uk, the proud sponsors of VapeTrails.tv, you know.
I'm going to do that.
I don't know who edited
LP Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids.
Voiceover on this, very Yorkshire, I think.
Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
That's Marco, isn't it?
That's
Marco.
That's over the Yorkshire, motherfucker. that mute. Just give it time to LSD.
I think we're back.
Are we?
We're back.
Yeah.
We are back.
I'm
Hey,
sorry
Matt.
nobody
Matt.
talked over the adverts. That would have been most unprofessional. Carry on.
It
would have
would, wouldn't it? That would
Matt.
be terrible. That would be terrible.
Hey,
Right.
Matt. I'm trying to get Matt's attention here.
Hello.
Was it the apple caramel or the shake berries that you wanted?
Oh, shake berries.
You could have both, in truth.
I'll have the
Okay.
apple caramel.
Yeah, I like it more. And I've got a beard.
He wins.
Yeah.
Flavourless for me, please. Always flavourless.
What, we're putting orders in?
No, I'm just going through these samples.
I've got beard.
I knew
got
that Matt quite liked both of those, didn't you, mate?
I did. There's been more of that coming up in the week, you know. How's that for Seamless Link?
You ain't got
Right.
any cookies left. You
Davey,
ain't got any cookies left, have you, Matt?
No, I haven't, I'm afraid.
Davey, you don't mind just doing this on your show, do you?
No, you carry on, man. You carry on. Sav, you going to say something?
I've got a question, Davey.
Go on.
What's next on the list?
What's next on the list is Davy going, if I was a rich man. Go on, put the bead back on and sing
Right.
it, Davy. Dare you? Come on,
No.
Terry.
No.
Yeah,
Tyrion.
go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight
Next
here on
one.
VTTV, we've got Tyrion Lannister with If I Was a Rich Man.
Next on
Hang
the
on,
list.
sorry.
If
Sorry.
you please,
Just
I'm
a second.
speaking. I am speaking.
Yeah, but
If you please, who do you believe should sit on the Iron Throne?
right, it's related to that. What I was going to say is
Oh,
Tyrion Lancaster, Lannister.
Lannister.
That's the short one, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I get it now. Thanks.
You know, the guy that's won loads of awards all over the world.
For what?
Short, at least like
Me.
Davey. So be
Yeah.
short.
Short and like me.
Won awards for what?
Being short.
He's actually
Short
won
and
awards for
cool.
being 2 inches taller than Davy.
Gets it every year. He wins that award every year.
Dave Dawn, 2 words. There you go. Right.
And 4Q2.
List,
And
what's on the
on that
list?
note, right,
See?
next
What's on the list? All together, lads.
Cops and goals. I always said features. That's
What?
Right.
The list. What?
Right, on the list is the last. No. Shit, find something. Right, okay.
No, nothing on the list. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
We've gone through the list, but I have something. I've just thought of.
Hang
I
on,
was-
hang on. Your list was 2 things, was it?
I told you it was a short
It was
list.
small, but we've filled it. We've done it.
Wasn't getting to the short list, was it?
I had a few hours to do it.
A list.
Yeah, it's already a
At
list.
least 3
I
things.
got
It is.
kind of thrown this weekend. You know, I think we all got kind of pushed into things. But
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're
right.
back to golf tossing. I got through this weekend.
You
It's
nearly
supposed
on
to be
your
a backup,
keyboard,
no.
Mr. Kidson.
I do have something. I do have something I want to discuss. Right, I was in a bricks and mortar shop a few days ago, and they were saying they buy in their juice for 95p for 10 mil, and they sell it on for £4.
Right.
They cannot compete. These are Chinese juices, obviously. So, excuse me. European vendors, UK vendors, cannot compete at those prices. How does that work out? Because, I looked at flavours, I make my own juice. You're talking £2 or £3 for 10 ml of flavour. Then you've got to get your nicotine, you've got to get your PG, you've got to get your VG. So it works out around about, I cost it up at about £1.20, £1.30 for 10 ml. How do you compete with the Chinese juice?
Because
If
you're
the
buying it
vendor...
wrong. You're buying it wrong.
Yeah, you buy wholesale for a start.
Right. First thing you do is you buy nothing smaller than that. And in fact, what you want to do is buy nothing smaller than that, right? Don't buy 10 and 50 and 100 mils. Buy the buggers in litres. And you'll find that you're working out at 8 pence for 10 mils of whatever strength of juice there is in that. That's the maximum as well, mind. Buy it by the litre, everything becomes... Ask Dave, he's got 5 litres of flavouring, haven't you, Dave?
No, 1 litre of flavouring.
But that'll last you how long?
This one, if it's on screen, yeah. That's DY4, and that's well, it's going to be a couple of years, that.
See, this is why there are certain of us that have a flavour that we like and we stick to, because it ends up... The marginal cost for Jill and me, now, because we both use flavourless, with a bit of ethyl maltol, it works out at about 20 pence a week. And we're going through, well, it's more than 20 pence a week, but we get to about 100 mils a week.
That's 100 mils per week.
So buy big. Buy big or go home.
I think I spend about £14 a month on my juice, and I make it sort of 250, 300 mils at a time. It's about 14 quid because I only like one flavour, and if I didn't have to buy that, it'd be £10 cheaper.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Right, so in that case then, how would vendors get around it? Because I'm noticing now, I've got to go back to the garden centre here. All right.
Oh no, well.
That particular vendor is selling more and more American juices in the glass bottles because it's cheaper for them to import it in the glass bottles with all the fancy labelling and all that stuff than it is to buy UK stuff or EU stuff. So how I really do not understand how that works. I mean,
well, we know, don't we? We know, don't we, that it's going to change because there is a certain new e-liquid company starting up in Italy, and they claim they're going to be the same price as Chinese juice, and that's all EU manufactured with Indian nicotine. And if you watch Matt's show on Wednesday, there's a little bit more info on that. Thursday, sorry, you got a swap on it.
Yeah, we're swapping.
So I think, you know, prices, Davey, are driven by demand. Yeah, and if the UK manufacturers can't compete with the Chinese or the US juice or whatever, then eventually they'll get smarter. They'll find a way of taking the cost out, and they'll be competitive. But I think what Dave Dawn was saying there is at the moment they're just not very efficient. That's why they're not very competitive.
Yeah.
That's a generalisation, because I don't think that is the case with a lot of the UK manufactured stuff. I think.
I mean, I've found a lot of the EU juices are a lot tastier. They've got a lot more flavour in them, and for me, that's better. For some people, it's not, but for me, I prefer that. And it's in the plastic bottles rather than the glass bottles. And I prefer to pay more for a decent juice. But the bricks and mortar stores are buying in the other juices for demand, like you said.
Well, look, I mean, with all of this, the market will decide, but it can only decide when there's a full choice available to them. So, if you had...
That's right.
I'm just thinking back to Matt Gluggles' place ages ago. Ages ago. He had about 14, 15, 16 different ranges, different makes of juices, in all the different flavours. So there was a good choice there. And, you know, I suppose it's a bit like going to one of the big superstores and having your choice of however many different brands of coffee there is and however many different brands of wholemeal biscuits or you know, all the various different ways. You've got your choice of what you can actually go and buy, and it needs that. It needs that there. And as people decide what they want to buy, then those are the ones that will continue and be successful. And if the vendors have got their heads screwed on the right way, they'll end up carrying the stuff that sells well. Yeah. In some cases, that's going to be cheap. In other cases, it's going to be really expensive because that's what people want to buy. But it's, you know, you've got to let the market decide, haven't you?
You do. I mean,
But
I carry 5 different ranges of juice now, and there's a 6th coming very shortly as well. So, and you'll be surprised at the people just find out what they like, and stick with it. But if you've just got the one range, which we did have to start with, they were a little bit sort of limited. But now with the 5 ranges, basically the way they've all splintered off, because some like everything with menthol, others like sort of more aniseedy flavours, and they're all there in the ranges we do now. So,
like beer, innit? I mean, between us, we have some aficionados of the brown and amber liquids, and I'm sure that there's favourites, but when you go to an off license, they must have, I don't know how many different beers, and there's plenty there for people to choose. And I think that's probably the way bricks and mortars and even online sellers need to be. That's the way the market's going to have to end up, I think. If you're going to go to a specialist store, it's got to carry everything.
Yeah.
And only the stuff that doesn't sell goes onto the sale shelves and they get shot at it. I mean, you've got to carry everything, I think. To do like the old tobacconists used to do. I used to love going to the tobacconists and looking at all the various different fags from all over the world and pipe tobaccos and cigars and everything else. Oh, it was lovely, and it smelled gorgeous.
The aroma in those places, yeah.
Lucky Strikes and stuff. You couldn't get a soft pack of Marlboros in the supermarket, but I went to the tobacconist and get a soft pack there, and it was just the thought of being like an actor in a film and flicking it out.
Yeah, do you not think though, if we had vape shops like that, a really, really good one or 2 really, really good ones in every major city in town, that I'd be in there every weekend at God's sent.
I would be, yeah.
Yeah, you'd what? Billy, what you got new this week? Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't us, like, you know what I mean? So, what's latest out, like, I mean, it'd be brilliant. I'm like that with the chopper-lopters now.
And that brings us nicely back around to the start, and it was all about choice.
Exactly. But that's what it's all about, isn't it?
See what I did there? See
what did you do there, David? Did you read a list?
I say, dear boy.
Seamless.
Positively seamless.
And on that note, who would like to sum up what's coming up this week? Before I leave my throne.
Well, I'm going to Switzerland tomorrow, and then the cup final on Saturday. I don't know what I'm doing Sunday yet.
Cup final? Oh, sorry, mate.
I'm going to give the dog a bath tomorrow.
Do you want me to do the shows then, Davey?
Yeah, can you do the shows, please?
Coming up this week on VTTV. Tomorrow night, Marco Van Basten and Vapor Scene will be taking you through the realms of e-cigs as you've never been taken before. On Wednesday night, one man with one desire and a top pocket will accompany Dave Dorn for the Haze Hour. On Thursday night, Matt Garish will take to the airwaves and bring you The Cave with Matt and quite possibly the young man, isn't it?
You knew it was coming, but it was good.
Every night this week at 10 o'clock following VaporTrails.tv, RY4 Radio takes to the airwaves to entertain you with music of an eclectic nature. And then we're back round to Monday of next week, when Davey hasn't got a freaking clue what's gonna be happening.
You're damn right there.
Yeah. But he's got a whole week to make a list.
Go on, you can get 4 items on it.
Yeah, maybe 5. Maybe 5.
Oh,
backup item.
I did 5 just today, so, a week.
There's no backup.
Yeah, well,
There's
you
no backup.
didn't share 5 with us, though.
I did? You covered them all, man.
What are the other ones then? Go on, read them all out.
Right. DNA 40. Okay, read them out. DNA 40 compared to normal VVVW, we did that. Juice is imported at cheaper prices than UK vendors can make it for, we did that. Glass bottles versus plastic bottles, we did that. Glass bottles designed for drippers rather than tanks, we did that. Clones
the
of
same
devices
as
and
the other
tanks.
That's the same.
What about clones of duties? We did that too. We
That
did it
was
all.
the
We
same
did it.
topic.
We did it.
You only had 3.
We did it all. He didn't stand tall. We did it all.
Right, and on that note, that was one mess of a show. Thank you very much for joining us.
Nah,
Thank you guys for helping out
David, in
tonight.
all honesty, that's the best show you've ever done, mate.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Davey, make sure you run to time. Don't cut it short.
It's time.
Are we done
And
then?
just a finger. Right.
Yeah. I'd say
Everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for helping out today. I really appreciate it.
it's worse than that, Matt. It's dead.
Everybody watching, thank you for watching. Good night. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, folks. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Right,
Bye.
do I press something now? What happens?
Yeah, you have to kill the stream.
Bye.
Do I can't do that?
Yeah, you see.
Oh, right.
we're
Oh,
still
titles, right.
We're
Okay.
still live. We're still alive.
Bye.
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 I'll show you what I've been secretly drinking then.
From Radio, it's been very nice being here, haven't it? Isn't it? Wasn't it cutting you? And whose jacket is this coat then? Bye.
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 Have we got any titles?
TTFN.
Credits.
Click on that.
Damn, yeah.
Just,
Oh, I've got any credits. I'm sorry.
no, just put the bug up. Just the bug.
Background. Boom.
Just bug and then-
Ching, ching,
Just the
boom.
bug.
Credits for that show.
Team Talk Tonight was brought to you by the VTTV team, supported by the VTTV team, sponsored by the VTTV team, starring the VTTV team. Thank you, and good night.
Do I push this big red button now?
Aye, I was.
Don't push the button.
Don't let it go bang!
I'm gonna push it. Let's see what happens.
Go on, man. I'll dare you.